So antioxidants, your key to thriving health. Now some of y'all are going to know this stuff and it's, just try to stay awake, but a lot of you, I think, hopefully we'll find some new stuff in here. But antioxidants are really key to your health. Currently there are almost 800,000 studies that have been done on nutrition as it relates to antioxidants and vitamins and minerals and all these things. 800,000 research documents that have been put together. I mean, that's a lot of information. And there's still a lot of confusion about all of this stuff. Still, as we still continue to find new things and replace some old theories. So we're just going to kind of go through some basics of what antioxidants are and why they're important and what some of the things that we're fighting against. First of all, antioxidants are simply a group of compounds designed to protect your body from oxidation or oxidative stress. How many of you heard of oxidative stress? We've heard some of these words. All right, antioxidant compounds, what makes them unique is that they have extra electrons which they can then share with free radicals, and we're going to talk about the free radicals. And by sharing that electron, it actually weakens them. So if you look, you can see on that chart, here's an antioxidant. It's got all of these extra electrons around it. And then you've got that free radical. Now, if we go back to our science from 7th grade, general science, we remember we studied atoms. Atoms had neurons and protons, and they had these which were positively charged. And then on the outside, you had these electrons that carried a negative charge. And electrons like to always be in pairs. Alright, so when you look at a free radical, you'll notice that there's one electron missing somewhere. Therein lies the problem. And we're going to kind of touch base on what causes that to happen. Alright, so what causes metal to rust? Alright, we got some old cars out here falling apart. And when you don't take care of a car, what will happen to it? It'll end up just like that. Same thing with our bodies. If you don't take care of it, it's going to end up in the junkyard. All right, what causes metal to rust? Oxygen. Of course, we can't live without oxygen, right? I mean, everybody knows that. You're not going to survive very long if you're not breathing, if you're not taking in oxygen. But at the same time, they're highly volatile. I mean, they are very reactive elements that cause a lot of problems in the body. We got to have them to live, but at the same time, there's a negative component to this oxygen coming into the body. And everything doing with energy. All of these things are dealing with energy. And all these volatile reactive processes that take place in your body, you remember that first thing we talked about, oxidative stress. Well, this oxidation is the culprit. It causes problems in the body. So what caused that car to rust is the same thing that causes our cells to rust or get older and get diseased. It's the same exact process. So if I take a piece of metal and throw it out in the backyard and I leave it for a few days, we know what's going to happen to it, right? We're going to go back out there and you're going to see rust starting to form that quickly. And that's that oxidative process. So the exact same thing. It's no different. The same oxygen that causes that metal to rust is the same thing that causes our cells to rust and age and get disease. Alright, so then there's this thing called an antioxidant network. And we work better as a team than we do as an individual. And so if I've got a lone antioxidant all by itself out there, it's not going to be as effective as if it's got a bunch of buddies hanging around with it. And that's the way this whole thing, keep in mind the word synergistic. Synergistic, because that's how everything works. In our bodies, in everything. It's a synergistic. That means I need something else to help something else happen. If I don't have them, bad things are going to happen. So there's this dynamic interplay among these different antioxidants that creates a very powerful network. And the keys to that network are vitamin C, vitamin E, glutathione, lipoic acid, coenzyme CoQ10, and they're the keys to this network. And what happens in this network, the whole function is to prevent antioxidants from being lost through this oxidative process. Okay, that's what antioxidants are for. They are there to stop this damage that occurs from this oxidation. Okay, so this is critical for us. And what happens in this network is when you have the presence of these in there, some of these in this network actually help to replenish each other. So vitamin C is very important for vitamin E. Glutathione is also very important in the regeneration of some of these antioxidants. It kind of revives them. It keeps them going for much longer. And that's a key component. So as we go through and we start talking about foods that we're eating and things that we're doing, I think you'll get a better appreciation of why variety in your diet is important. You know, if all I eat for my vegetable is a banana, or my fruit, am I getting everything I need because I had a banana? Well, that's the number one fruit in America, is a banana. The number one vegetable in America is what? Who knows?
Potato.
A potato. In what form?
French fries.
A French fry. Alright, so that's 1 and 2. Number one vegetable, number one fruit. So not a lot going on there. But all of this, and while we look at it, we talk about, like on that sheet, it talks about eat from the colors of the rainbow. The more varied your diet, the more fruits and vegetables you consume from different things, the better off you're going to be, because it supports this whole network of antioxidants.